Hello and welcome to Mountain Bears. I'm Aeson Knight, and of course, I'm sitting down with the techie with the mostest. Techy Joe, how are you, my little cub?
I'm here.
We're both
I'm
just
hanging
here.
in.
Now, granted,
Yeah.
you know. All right, let me get this set done. But no, it's been a really busy week. It's Friday, ooh, and it doesn't like we get much of a break. Just saying. Because I'm going to be at CLS Crystal Lotus Shop tomorrow.
Yes, starting bright and early.
Yes.
And so, yeah, let's see. So shop opens at what? Noon?
Yep.
Yeah. And so Psychic Saturday runs all the way to close. So that's like what?
7?
7? Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, it's a big busy day.
It is. It's been a while since I've done that big busy day. It will be fun. We will have fun. We had a really good time. Like, the old shop was amazing. The new shop is going to be even better. I'm going to be doing lives down there. I'll probably do some Facebook lives and YouTube lives. I may even venture over to that evil app. Notice my air quotes for those listening. Evil app TikTok. Who knows where I might pop up tomorrow and just do some lives, do some talks. You can come and watch me do readings because my reading chair is in the window display. I think that's the word for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the window display area. Because it's one of the older buildings with the great big giant expand out.
Yeah.
So it's got an inset, which you can't use that door.
Yeah, you can't use that door.
You have to go one more door down. All of the sign that says other door.
Right.
But yeah, no, it's in one of the bump outs.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like the new layout. It'll be really great if everything builds up as it is. And of course, so that's going to be fun. Readings are $35 for 15 minutes, and then we go up from there. You can technically go and pre-book now and reserve your spot, or you can just show up.
Yes.
Yeah, your choice.
Either one's fine.
Yep. Let me throw a link at that.
So the first Psychic Saturday of hopefully many.
Yes, I plan to do them. In the summer, I can see myself doing them every Psychic Saturday.
Yeah, the winter we will
debate.
Yep. Yeah, that may sometimes be like.
Well, the winters are debatable because I'm an old bitch, and old bitches don't move so well in winter.
Well, and that's not like the easiest drive for us. Like we're not in Charleston already, so it's not like we're just driving across town.
Right. So it is a trip.
Choices.
But you can also book appointments there. Just go to live readings or in-person bookings. Well, go to my appointment page, choose in-person readings, and then you can book from there. So there's that going on. Now, yesterday was a very fun and important day. And you guys are going to notice some changes behind me because I'm moving on Sunday. But of course, yesterday was the national holiday of Aeson's birthday. Aeson Day.
Yes. He got a pony. Wow.
And I got time with you doing construction. We haven't done construction for about 7 years, so it was fun.
We built our little pony wall for pony walls, plural, too, for his office. But I did want to point out for anyone who does pay attention to his background very carefully, this is not the alternative timeline,
right,
of Aeson's life. So the Lonesome Bamboo Mall behind him, that was originally the Twin Bamboo Mall behind him, Is just because one of the stocks had a oopsie no Rudy moment.
Yeah. So we're going to try to reroute it. It should be 2 weeks, and then we'll start growing it again. This is a normal cycle for bamboo. But no, so I went and we done Kobe, and I got shocked to death when they brought me my meal because they brought it out in a pineapple.
Yeah, because he's ordered this before. He's had it multiple times to go.
Uh-huh.
Like we typically go into Kobe, we do our soup and sushi. And maybe, I grab the wontons. The buffalo wontons because those are really awesome. But for the most part, we do our soup and sushi, and then he gets his meal to go. And then he works on it later. So yeah, it was the first time you actually you've had it multiple times, but it was the first time you'd ordered it while we were there. And it's like, what is this?
Right.
Like you had a whole moment with it. It was very cute.
It was like, what is this? And then at the end I decided to decorate it.
You did.
Yeah.
You turned it into the little sailboat.
Ooh. I think we may have to get Netflix.
Oh.
There's going to be a new show that we probably should react to.
No. What's new on Netflix?
The Resident.
The Resident.
Uh-huh.
Interesting. So I take it is a the Residents.
Uh-huh.
Netflix news show finally puts a gay president in the White House.
Come on, 2036.
So the Resident stars Paul Fitzgerald and Barrett Foa. Talk about being the rare gay president and first gentleman in a TV show. That's gonna be
Yeah. It has some interesting plot lines. We'll be seeing where it's at. So it'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm. It does. It sounds like that's going to be they're opening with a bang, though.
Yeah, they are.
There's a murder at a state dinner with nearly 200 potential subjects. The brilliant mind of Detective Cordelia Cupp is needed to solve a case that at first seems unsolvable.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So yeah, the gays are in the White House. I like that line. So yeah, no, that sounds like it would be a really great. That's going to be a really great show.
Right. Now you've been obsessed with the show, and I've been waiting for you to tell me about it, but they're making the news still.
Oh yeah. Well, no, it's not really obsessed. I'm not sitting here watching the episodes over and over and over. I'm not there yet. But White Lotus, has made a lot of news because people are really struggling with season 3. And the what's quote unquote called the incest plotline. I'm still struggling with that one.
Right.
Necessarily calling it the incest plotline, because that really oversimplifies what I think is going on.
Right.
Now, I could be totally wrong, and it really truly is the incest plotline. But I think people are taking it out of the context they're going to find out it's in.
Right. Do you think that they're missing the point? Because that's not I can't watch White Lotus, and here's why. You have to sit there and watch it. I can't just turn it on and fold laundry.
No, you actually have to watch it because there's a lot of things going on in that show. And both all 3 seasons. It's not just slackjaw comedy.
Right.
or brain dead entertainment. It really isn't. You got to be like dialed in. You can't be doing
Mm-hmm.
other stuff.
Right.
Um, you know, like yeah.
Yeah.
But because I mean, the shows have had a few different things going on,
Mm-hmm.
and that's kind of how that runs.
Right.
Is that like you're trying to figure out, like, because they always start with like how it's going to end,
Right.
and then it backs up and starts from the beginning.
Right.
So you get kind of hooked with the first episode of each season of
Mm-hmm.
like what, how, huh? And then it does the backup, and you start like building through all of the characters and everything that's going to happen.
Right.
And it's, I will say, it is one of those shows that kind of moves slowly.
Right.
Like they try to pick it up at the end of every episode.
Right.
But kind of give you a last minute push. But there's a lot of little details like slowly accumulating that all make sense at the end. And I think sometimes that's the hardest part about watching White Lotus, is that like it is so full of red herrings.
Right.
Like it will have you down a whole rabbit trail. All of a sudden realize no, something totally different is going on here. I'm wondering if this season, because technically White Lotus in season 2, and spoiler alert if anyone hasn't watched season 2, has already done an incest plotline.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's that like repetitive.
Right.
That it's just another incest plotline.
Right.
And another gay incest plotline at that.
Do you think that that's the reason people are chewing the hell out of it in the like commentary community? Because I didn't know you were watching it. I was been watching the commentary community, and they're just
no.
eating it.
Yeah, they're eating it alive. And then there's all kinds of other things going on. Like it is a show that does pick up a lot of people that are trying to figure out what's going on while watching the episode by episode drip.
Right.
And yeah, it's one of those shows that I don't know that anyone gets it right, because he kind of times information
Right.
to hit at very specific points, and like your whole like idea of what's going on in the show can change on a dime.
Right.
Because sometimes you get really invested in his characters in a positive way, or in a negative, like you start to really hate them just to have the person shift.
Right.
And it's like, ooh, see, your red herring. You were totally down the rabbit trail. You thought one way, and then run away. Is sort of how these characters sometimes work out. And then others, it's like, no. You may have moments in the beginning, but for the most part, you follow them all the way through, and you either love them or hate them, and they live up to it entirely. Right. So it gets a little mind fucky. So yeah, it's like that's what makes it really hard to like go through the show episode by episode and try to figure out where the plot's going. Right. And like tie it all back to that opening scene and what happened.
Right.
It's like, careful. Like you'll drive yourself crazy.
Right.
But no, the show's gotten drug a lot this season for the plot line, or the incest plot line. I still, it's not, I know what it is. I get that. Right. But I don't think that's the totality of what's going on here.
Right.
Like, I think it's a very dark, twisted path that's being handled very gently.
Right.
at least up to this point.
Right.
We'll see what happens next,
Mm-hmm.
because that's about all we can do with it.
Right.
So, but I keep having the sneaking suspicion there's something else happening.
You're right. I think
And it's way
going to
more
be.
complex.
I'm waiting for it to happen, and here's why. So I can hear your gasp as I'm working.
Yeah, that's sort of how that goes. Like,
Yeah. And then watch all the commentary just fall out. Because that's the I guess I may be weird. I would rather sit and watch Peter Mon review a movie than to sit down and watch it.
Yeah, like I can kind of follow that.
Yeah.
Like personally, I like the movie. Like if I like the movie, I'm gonna like the movie more.
Right.
If I'm not a fan of the movie, I would probably like hearing a reaction video.
Right.
Way more than watching it.
Right.
And I've had a couple of and I've run into that before where I thought a movie would be really good.
Yeah.
Or a show would be really good because I ran into like some kind of a reaction or a take on part of it or whatever. And then I start watching it and it was like, this is I don't even care if it gets better.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like every time you sometimes hit a point like that where it's just like, I don't even care if this show gets better.
Right.
Which is kind of right now where I'm at with Shining Vale.
Okay, tell me about that one. I've not heard much about it.
Oh, see, that was the one I kept trying to get you to watch because it's basically the haunted house, and she, oops-a-daisy, allows a spirit to enter her body, and then she proceeds to keep blacking out while the spirit takes over and like has sex with her husband and buys a car.
Right.
That's a few different things. So yeah, no, season 1 of that was great.
Right.
Shining Vale season 1 was great. Season 2, I have tried to start and I just can't even.
Right.
Like season 2 is just dragging so hard. And it's kind of like the characters have become caricatures.
Mm-hmm.
And it's off.
Right.
Like I can't figure out what it is or like what, and maybe it's just like a device of the show and they're trying to do something different. But right now I'm hating it.
Right.
So I've been I'll watch an episode and then I have to wait a while before it's like, oh, let's sign up and do that again.
Right.
So I'm trying really hard not to have the moment with Shining Vale of like, I just can't even.
No, is this the ABC one that I'm going to get into? And by season 2, I'm like fucking there every Tuesday night. And then, boop, it's gone.
I don't know exactly how that's going to work out.
Right.
That's the reality of it. I don't think anyone knows how that's going to work out. Because they had a really strong start, and I gotta say that when I initially heard about the show, and it's like, oh, it stars Courtney Cox, I was like, oh, isn't her career over yet?
Right.
Like, didn't it die in the 90s?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought we were done. But I have to say, she carries it. Like, she's doing really good with Shining Vale. My struggle isn't with her.
Right.
But the show goes places sometimes, and it's just weird.
Right.
So, but yeah, and I'm that's what I'm hoping is going on. So yeah, currently there's only the second season of it.
Right.
So we'll see what happens for season 3. I think there's oh yeah. So it's technically been canceled.
Oh no.
After 2 seasons. But now it's getting a resurgence Like, see, this is like, because this started on Stars, it went to Max. It's been there. And yeah. But then again, I'm having a problem with Handmaid's Tale as well.
See, I had to abandon that show.
Okay, how far did you get? Like couple
season
episodes?
2.
Okay.
I got to season 2, and then I had to abandon it because they fucked up. Like, they said something in season 2, though. I think it was like episode 8, and it goes against season 1, and I'm like, get your storyline straight.
Yeah. No, well, I don't know, for most of us, like, for me, Handmaid's Tale was really, really good. And then where are they up to, like, season, or well, I think they're well beyond where I am at watching it. But it was right after she's gotten to Canada.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, the season after that, like, they did the giant flight, she got to Canada, and then I was just, I'm exhausted. The emotional roller coaster was too much. Because I tried to watch the next season, and I'm like, I just, like, the roller coaster was too much.
Right.
And that's a really impactful season.
Right.
Like, everything's different. Everything's going on. You've rooted for her the whole series. Like, she's the underdog. She's, keep rooting for her. She's gotta make it.
Right.
And then she makes it, and it's just a disaster.
Right.
And that part, it's real. I get that. Like, that would be exactly what happens. Is like, it's I'm over the finish line, and now I'm going to collapse.
Right. And
just spiral.
Right.
And it's exactly what that whole season is about.
Right.
Is like, she's come totally unglued because, she found her freedom.
Right.
But not really.
Right.
So yeah, try not to give everything away. Hopefully most people have had time to get beyond that. I haven't. Because I don't know, it was just a very emotionally draining,
right?
Like, trying to watch that next season, and it's just like, like that one drained me out.
Right.
I think I finally made it through the season, the first Canadian season,
right,
quote unquote, where she's gotten to Canada.
Right.
And then the season after that is the one that I can't get back into it.
Right.
It's like, I'm trying, but I really can't.
Right.
And I don't know what it is with so many shows that keep hitting like that.
Right.
I mean, White Lotus isn't doing it. Though there are rumors a lot of people are just turning that one off because they're like, we're done.
Right.
Which is sad. I think it's sad because I really think this time it's not what you think it is.
Right.
Like, technically, yes, but I mean, let's go with actuality. No, it's not. These are two actors. Nothing happened. But I get the storyline and that it's very intense.
Right.
But I think it's intense for a purpose. Like, my current working theory, is that Lachlan is having a total take his brother down,
right,
destroy him moment, and he's literally at a point of, I'm not going to stop until I do it.
Right.
Meanwhile, everyone thinks Saxon is the golden child.
Right.
And I think they're wrong. I don't think that's true. I think that Lachlan and his mother are thick as fucking thieves.
Right.
Like, I agree with everyone who thinks that, Piper's the whipping child. I got that. You're there.
Right.
I think we're all there. I just think Lachlan is the golden child, and Saxon, yeah.
Right.
I think it's been. I think everyone got it backwards.
Correct. And I think that we're seeing more theories than everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because the running theory for that bounces off of someone else's theory, is that their nickname for him is Loki,
Mm-hmm.
which is really close to Loki.
Mm-hmm.
And take it away on with.
Oh, the god of chaos, trickery, and funnery, and flips between being a horse, a woman, a male. I think at one time he was even a tree. It's very interesting.
Yeah, see, that's where I've and someone's already brought that up in like I saw that theory floated. Because I was already not really dead on catching the connection there. But once I heard it, I was like, yeah. Because I still had this kind of overwhelming feeling like, I don't think this is exactly what it looks like.
Right.
I think there's a way more nefarious plot going on.
Right.
I think Lachlan is destroying Saxon,
right,
while Victoria is destroying Tim.
And that really sounds like some chapters of British history, which is really weird.
Yeah. And I think Piper is just caught in the crossfire.
Right.
Which, again, try not to give it all away.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's what's going on.
Right.
Because the actual storyline and what we're getting is that Tim has destroyed his business and everything else.
Right.
And Saxon is out here just punching bagging Piper and Lachlan.
Right.
Yeah. Meanwhile, trying to figure out what's going on with the rest of the characters.
Right.
That are not caught up in the incest trauma.
Right.
Well, okay, one technically is, but that's a whole other point. And I'm really struggling if there's not some weird reason she's so involved.
Right.
Because she's right now seeming like a really disposable character.
Right.
That shouldn't matter. But then she's been in so many episodes, it's there's got to be a significance here.
Right.
Because she's crossing storylines. And not just as a functional character. Right. It's hi, I'm the bellhop. Hi, I'm the therapist. Hi, you know what I mean? She's not doing that. That she has no function.
Mm-hmm.
She's just a woman dating a man for his money and the lifestyle it provides her, but she's intersecting so many different storylines, and it's there's got to be something there.
Right.
I don't know what it is.
Right.
But there's got to be something.
Right.
But yeah. Meanwhile, my biggest one, and I want to call this one on air. Because I swear to God, we're going to find out later. And this is part of my theory why I think she's destroying Tim. I think just like Lachlan, I don't think she's taking the meds.
Right.
I think that's how she set Tim up.
Ooh.
Is that, and I'm not saying she's never taken a lorazepam, which apparently people are just learning through White Lotus what benzodiazepines are.
Well, that's because they're not commonly talked about or used anymore. That's a 1950s drug.
Well, more importantly, you're still sitting around calling it lorazepam.
Right.
It's no. That's a housewife little helper called Xanax.
Right.
It got so many people through the 90s. It's, yeah.
Right.
And I'm kind of surprised
Right.
that, like, they went generic, especially her. Like, can I talk about how weird that is for a second?
Mm-hmm.
That's bugged me all the way through, is because typically for someone in their financial position, if she may be getting a generic drug, she's not going to be calling it its generic name.
Right.
Like, she's going to be talking about her Xanax. I need a Xanax.
Right. Right. And it's like, no, that's a benzodiazepine.
Oh, a benzodiazepine. Yeah.
Right.
Yay, the benzos.
Right.
But no, that's the only weirdness I have with the way they wrote the show, and I don't know if that's just because they didn't feel like paying Xanax.
Most likely.
Pfizer.
Correct.
One of the many highly addictive drugs of Pfizer.
Right. Well, it's interesting because I was reading a study, a project Pfizer's working on, and it has to do with nicotine. They're working on a new ADHD drug. There's a problem with the ADHD. Every time they go to isolate what actually works for the ADHD, and apparently is one of the newest, bestest, westest things to manage ADHD.
Oh, unless I'm having a moment. I'm not having a moment, Emma.
Are you having a moment? No, you're not having a moment.
I think I'm having a moment.
Okay, I see
Did I just
you're talking.
use my meds? Well, sorry, I'm just having a moment. I'll be okay.
Okay. All right.
Oh, it's her Ativan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. That's one level higher of it.
Right.
It's all effectively roughly the same medication.
Right.
It's all the PAMs that get in her confused.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry, she'd be calling it her Ativan.
Right.
Not her Xanax.
Right.
But just to double check that. Oh, come on. Who's the manufacturer? Damn it. Come on. Ativan. All right, I'm not going to find it. All right, keep going.
Okay. But no, so the problem is they can't figure out how to make it non-addictive. As soon as they take the part that's non-addictive out, it stops working.
Yeah.
I was like, then tell ADHDers to puff up.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, to an extent, like it's the weirdo things
Right.
of like some of this has to be.
Mm-hmm.
It has to affect that part of the brain to kick off a chain, and I think that's the part they're struggling with. Is that especially after the opioid crisis,
Right.
is we are still struggling with the frightening
Right.
levels of addiction
Right.
and dependence and like the nightmare of Oxycontin. That, oh sweet Jesus, that was a medication built just to make money.
Right.
To keep increasing the dosage, to keep people hooked on it for as long as humanly possible.
Right.
To just keep taking it, take more of it,
Right.
Sell. It was literally the design of it. And it's ultimately what it did. And it made them a unbelievable amount of money, Purdue Pharma. But it made them an unbelievable amount of money. And I don't think and I could be wrong, but I don't think for a lot of medications that's the level. Like that should be considered the oxycontin level of like destructive, horrible addiction
Right.
is like the worst.
Right.
That's not what they're generally talking about when they say it's addictive or habit forming.
Right.
Like it's okay, this is gonna be an issue, not oh my god, this is a freaking
Right.
epidemic. Like this, there's no fixing this.
Right.
So yeah. But I mean, sometimes with all medications, review it with your doctor and figure out which is worse.
Right.
Take the medication and deal with the problems down the road. Especially like depending upon how bad. But right now, there's a lot of people that just won't take any pain meds because of OxyContin.
Right. Even in like hospice situations, and it's ridiculous.
Well, yeah, because they saw that as like like my God, Appalachia alone, like it like is a struggle,
right,
to even talk about pain, let alone address like you need a pain med. It's right. You have too many people that were just watching people die,
right,
that just totally erased them from their lives, destroyed their lives, completely wrecked them.
Right.
And it's like, if that's your frontline experience,
right,
that's really hard to work against. It's like, I don't hurt that bad.
Right.
Like, I don't know how bad you have to hurt to get that or had to be then, but I don't hurt that bad.
Exactly.
Like, I'll deal with the pain. I don't want to end up over here.
Well, and we've had this problem, me personally has had this problem with doctors that want to put me on shit. And it's like, no, thank you.
Or have the expectation that's what you're there for.
Exactly.
And again, it's no, that's not the deal. Like, thank you, no.
Right.
Not the interest level. That's not what we're doing. We're just trying to find something that helps you function.
Right.
Without being addictive, highly habit forming, sedative.
Right.
Because that is also one of the other problems of like opioids and OxyContin. Is it's very sedative medication.
Right.
And functionally, that does not work at all with you.
No, it doesn't. It really, it makes me sicker if I'm sedated. But that's also because I do a lot of mind body. I do a lot of meditations, yoga. Like, I'm not their typical patient. Like, it took a lot, I do mean a lot, to even get me to take the biological that I do for my sugar.
But that's worked out really well. Granted, there are issues with GLP-1s.
Right.
Like, but technically, the reason you're taking it has everything to do with what it was intended to treat.
Right.
I've been a lot more angry about people who are using it as a weight loss drug.
Can we
and
not?
That's it. Like, they don't otherwise qualify.
Right.
They're just using it as a weight loss drug, and it's like,
right.
For you managing your blood sugar, I'm willing to take some risks with the understanding that one, we're delaying or avoiding making you insulin dependent.
Right.
Which in terms of diabetes is a bad place to be.
Right.
And so there's an acceptance of risk there.
Right.
But for someone who's just trying to lose weight, period, with no other health issue.
Right.
Did y'all miss Fen-Phen in the 90s? Because that's what happened with Fen-Phen. Is everyone ran to that med, or that med combo,
Right.
ran to it. And then, like, oh yeah, there's a lot of success stories. And then everyone started dropping dead of heart attacks.
Right.
And it's like, oh, see, no.
Yeah.
Like, and that's been a big problem with the, like, weight loss drug, surgery, medicine field.
Right.
Is a lot of this stuff isn't working,
Right.
or it works, but it's very tedious.
It is, but see, here's the thing, and this is the thing that gets me, is I don't understand how they're using it for weight loss, because I didn't lose any weight until I went gluten. Like, we started the shot, I was already low carb, no carb, and I really just kind of stayed on that low carb, no carb, and I lost like 20 pounds, nothing major.
Yeah,
25 pounds. I didn't start losing weight until we finally got me gluten intolerant and gluten free, and then it dropped.
Yeah. And I think long term that's probably going to be where we find out that, because I'm still convinced by the idea, and again, this is a medical science, but it's a theory. It's my theory. I'm not a doctor. My theory is, as part of your gluten intolerance, you have a propensity towards diabetes,
Right.
and that because of that constant inflammation of an allergic reaction, allergic sensitivity to all of the gluten in the food you were eating, even though you were no carb, low carb, there's that crap. They put that crap in everything. They just dump gluten in now. That because of that, you're seeing high glucose numbers related to an allergic reaction, because that is very common in people that are not necessarily diabetic,
right,
but end up in situations of high inflammation, traumatic injury, or take certain medications, or have certain life events.
Right.
Sort of like gestational diabetes that, like, otherwise good, not a diabetic. And then you got pregnant and boom goes the diabetes.
Well, what I'm beginning to wonder is, okay, so we know from research that 98% of people cannot process gluten.
Yeah, it's become a whole thing now.
Yeah.
Like, it just kind of,
and
because
most,
if you look back, like, what, 500, 600, 700 years? Bread, huge part of the diet. Huge part of the diet.
But that bread is not our bread.
Exactly.
It's the modified grain.
Italian pasta isn't our pasta.
Right.
It says durum wheat. I get that. It's not the same, because there are a lot of people that are gluten intolerant that can go have a lovely carb-loaded pasta, not gluten, so to speak, gluten-free experience in Italy, and they're perfectly fine.
Right.
It is the weirdest thing in the world.
Well, it's not, because it's a different wheat. And what I mean by that is Italy banned the modified wheat that we went to in the late 50s. They do not allow, like, Americans cannot bring bread or flour to Italy. They don't allow it.
And a lot of, I think we're seeing right now, a lot of the things we've allowed in food are really starting to become major problems.
Major health problems, yes.
Like, I think in low doses or in smaller quantities, as a less pervasive part of our food, it wasn't a big deal.
Right.
Like, you may have had a couple of people that were like, every time I eat that, it makes me sick. But then we get to a point, it seems, with food science that's sort of like
Right.
we're seeing with, like, added gluten, added starch, added whatever,
Mm-hmm.
that it just becomes like this, try to find a food that doesn't have it.
Right.
There's no reason for gluten to be a part of
Mm-hmm.
green beans,
Right.
ever, for any reason. But hey, it extends the shelf life by a couple of minutes.
Right.
That shit's in there.
Right.
And I think that we've ended up having a lot of that. It's cheap, it's plentiful, it's easy, it's whatever. So they do it. And it's sort of like the recent ban that did pass
Mm-hmm.
and surprised me a little bit in West Virginia on like red dye 40 and yellow number 5, and there's a whole
Mm-hmm.
list of them. That these are like, it's kind of funny,
Mm-hmm.
in a not ha way. But a lot of the fear mongering that's coming out
Yeah.
of, well, if you pass this, or now that we've passed this, the stores are going to be empty because it's in 60% of our food.
Right.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. How did red 40 and yellow number 5 and these other things, how did this take over 60% of our food
Mm-hmm.
supply? Because
Right.
that's the supposed magic number, is that the shelves are going to be barren.
Right.
And it's like, they should be. And do you understand that for someone like red 40 especially, that's the big one for ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you understand that currently means that like a responsible parent
Mm-hmm.
trying to appropriately feed their ADHD diagnosed child,
Mm-hmm.
40% of what's on the shelf is available to them. That's it, 40%
Right.
in that store.
Right. Well, and if we even go a step further, yellow 5. Do
Mm-hmm.
y'all guys realize yellow 5 actually attacks the thyroid
Mm-hmm.
of the human body?
Yeah, and it's like a whole list of like, these are known carcinogens or heavily suspected carcinogens. They're heavily involved in endocrine function.
Right.
They're heavily disabling of endocrine function, normal healthy
Right.
endocrine function. They're severely linked with like ADHD and autism.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's all these things, and it's like, who the hell are the people showing up and going, no, we like that?
Right.
What? Like, mm,
Mm-hmm.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
no, not cool, guys,
Right.
not cool. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, we have a whole addendum story? Oh, Jesus. I don't think I'm ready.
Okay.
The
Well,
upworthy.
yeah.
All right. But no, I find it just kind of unfortunate
Mm-hmm.
that like all of this stuff has come home to roost, that we've made these things so pervasive
Right.
that, I mean, it feels like about a good 60 to 70% of the grocery store is already off the top for you.
Right. Right.
Like, just trying to find gluten free. It's like the
Oh no,
thing.
I think we are up to like 20%. Like the grocery store has about 20% for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's even worse than the
Mm-hmm.
60%.
Right.
Is whoosh off the shelves.
Right.
I think yours could be. I'm thinking it's closer to 70%, because I
Right.
think there's a core of like the basics,
Mm-hmm.
of like eggs and milk and
Well,
the
that's debatable.
yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
like your whole produce section that is fresh fruit and veggie,
Mm-hmm.
always going to be available. That's not like,
Right.
if I swear to God, if fig starts blowing a gasket over like lettuce,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna lose my mind.
Well, see, here's the thing, and I didn't realize this, and I had to start watching what fruits I was buying. Some of the fruits that are labeled organic, they coat them in a beeswax that has gluten added to it. So it's not the fruit.
The fruit's fine, but the protective,
Coating is, yeah, but they're selling it as organic because it's organic flour and organic beeswax and organic fruit.
Mm-hmm.
I about blew my head stack when I saw that. Organic bananas are not gluten free.
Like, what? That shouldn't occur. But that's what we mean. Like, it's in everything. And it's because they're basically making a paste at that point.
Right.
Like, beeswax and, wheat. And, they're making a paste. They just on down the side of, like, all the veggies. So so that they transit better.
Right. So I have to watch that. Then there's, the ever-changing ingredients list on things. Like I got an update the other day that something went from gluten-free to non-gluten-free. And it was like, why? Why do you need gluten in your, it was a pasta. No, it was the ketchup. Hunt's ketchup. I don't eat it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it used to be gluten-free. It's no longer gluten-free.
Well, yeah, but ketchup is like, that's a weird food item anyway.
Yeah.
Like we have some overly simplified ideas of what ketchup is, that are way outdated compared to what it's on the shelf now.
Exactly. Now, you've been on this exploration with me. What has been your wacko moments?
I think just the whole like trying to get through a grocery shopping experience, and it's just no, 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 and in just that whole moment of like, we've been in the store for 2 fucking hours, and we're trying to we've put together a list of things that we wanted to specifically make like dinner for a week. And just that realization, at best, we're leaving here with like 3 days worth of meals and the weirdest list of like parts of meals that now we have to try to reconfigure.
Right. That's the reason I went to almost daily shopping. Really, is because I need, like, if I want to make a shrimp scampi, I have to literally go and get lemons fresh. I can't use the bottled lemon juice. And if I'm using fresh everything, I buy what I need, nothing extra, because 1 is 3 times the price. 2, it's on a time clock. Now we've learned that we can live freeze a lot of things.
Oh yeah, we get the staples and grow from there. Yeah, that's basically all we can do. But even at the staples,
right?
Yeah, that's a struggle to put that list together.
Yeah,
or the specificness of it.
Right. I think the only bulk thing we currently buy is meat, and we go to a Pacific store that still does real butchering, and we buy big packs of meat and come home and break it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like meat, actually, just like straight up meat is the easiest thing we can buy.
Yeah. Straight up.
And that's insane.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, even trying to shortcut stuff is become harder.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, fine. There's, for 2 people in a household, there has never, ever been a point in buying all of the individual ingredients of a salad. Like, unless you just want like straight lettuce with salad dressing. Like the most basic salad you could make. It qualifies as a salad because it has lettuce and salad dressing. Unless you're going to do that,
Right.
like salad kits of any variety, like from the the simple little greens mixes sometimes.
Yeah, can't get them.
It's
Yeah.
how much harder can you make this for people?
Yeah.
And then the realization is that some people are probably still screwing themselves over and can't figure it out. Well, because we've had moments we've done it.
Like that. Yeah.
It's like, why would that be a problem?
Right.
No, I didn't scan that. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Nope, can't have it.
Yeah. And you've gotten upset a couple times with it, and I'm like, honey, did you scan this? Well, no. Why would I?
Why would I scan that? It's fresh fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how in the hell is there gluten in fresh fruit?
Right. The wax coating.
Exactly. Didn't even think about it. Never thought about it. It's not fresh fruit. It's packaged fresh fruit.
Exactly.
It is sealed fresh fruit. We're actually now safer going to the frozen section sometimes for fruit. Because at least it hasn't been coated. We just have to hope that it wasn't put into a preservative bath.
Right.
Of a different variety.
Right.
And it's just kind of, what are we doing?
Well, it's kind of like we discovered this Saturday, and I'm still itching from it. Apparently, there's a hand soap, and I'm going to have to ask her what it is.
It was Wednesday.
I'm going to have to ask her what it is so I make sure I don't buy it.
Yeah. Yeah. And you were having a whole moment with it, and I'm like, welcome to my world. Because everything with aloe in it.
Right.
Like, good luck on me buying shampoo and conditioner and, body wash and like, I have one brand for everything.
Right.
And for most of those, I have one bottle. Because I've given up trying to have separate product anymore. I have a 3-in-1, 4-in-1, 52-in-1, whatever the hell it is this month. Like pump bottle of like the shampoo, conditioner, body wash, and whatever the hell else it does. Supposedly, I don't know, wax your car with, whatever it does.
Wash your car, trim your pubes, all the 99 yards.
All the things.
All right. So, what did you get an Are You the Asshole, or do I need to hunt?
You can go ahead and grab one.
Okay.
Like, I will take it. I'm sorry, guys. I am hoping through this weekend and early into next week, I can get back to normal.
Well, that and, we're getting the schedule. The schedule's flipping and flopping, and we're done with that.
Yeah. At least for a while. And hopefully won't be too loaded up next time. All right. So, yeah.
All right. So here comes your Are the Asshole.
Dun, dun, dun.
And then we have Ask Gabe Rose over 30.
Yes. All right. So, am I the asshole for going behind his back and still talking to my best friend? Okay, so basically me and my ex-boyfriend were together from May 2024 to end of July 2024. We got in a situationship again in November 2024, right about until now. He and my best friend are also friends at the point of February 2024, which I don't understand why, because she secretly hates him, and but at the point of February 2024, he told me that she was talking shit about me, and I talked to her, but I was mad at her at first until we called and she told me everything. She told me that she wasn't the one talking shit, and it was him and his friends. She did say some things were here and there, but she was really sorry and didn't mean it. And when I told him that we called and talked about it, he blocked me, then unblocked me like 3 hours later and acted like nothing happened, but he was mad. Since that happened, I lied that I blocked her because I care about them both, and he is very important to me, and my best friend is very important to me. So I hid it from him out of fear that he would block me and get really mad. And today he asked me if I still talk to her, which obviously I said no because I was scared. And he said he thought I would come clean, and he knew since day one. I told him I lied because I was scared he would block me, because that's what he did when I was honest with him. He said, if you would have told me you still wanted to be friends with her, I would have been okay with it if you were honest. And that's honestly kind of hard for me to believe, because he got mad when I was honest. But he said that I fucked up and broke his trust, and he gave me too much credit. After I mentioned what I did, he then told me he was playing the victim and didn't get to bring that up. Oh, he then told me I was playing the victim and didn't get to bring that up. Am I the asshole, or is he just gaslighting me? I smell gas, not the asshole. This is some effed up bullshit.
No.
Like, I don't know what else to say. This is one of those, it's overly complicated, and it shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
Your best friend and your boyfriend slash ex slash boyfriend,
Right.
because on again, off again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you were together for like 2 months, and then you broke up, and then you got back together, and then y'all have been together for like a minute.
Right.
And it sounds like this has been nothing but drama.
Mm-hmm.
And you basically started the relationship the second time, at least.
Right.
I'm a little confused. But at least the second time, lying to him about still being friends with someone that, again, I kind of think he should have known you were going to still be friends with,
Right.
to keep the peace.
Right.
Dude. Like, is your spirit animal a bull? Because you seem to be running at the red flags.
Collecting a bouquet and thinks they're roses.
You know? Like, what the hell?
Yep. All right, let's hop over to Gay Bros. The poll is up. Go ahead and vote if you think that she's the asshole for not telling her boyfriend that she's still talking to her best friend.
All right. So Ask Gay Bros over 30. This one's marked 30 to 34. I don't know if I can handle an open relationship. He suggested we open the relationship 6 months after we started dating. At first, I was opposed to the idea, but after 2 years, we agreed it might be something that could bring us closer together. Initially, we restricted it to threesomes, but after realizing we have different tastes in men, we tried hooking up separately. The last experience we had at the bathhouse really shook me. I got jealous when I saw that he was getting more attention than I was. I reacted badly, pulled him aside, and told him we should go home. I apologized immediately, but he was upset and gave me the cold shoulder for the entire weekend. It was a very frustrating experience. It felt like I really needing it. It felt like I really needing something from him, yet not getting it. That happened 7 months ago. We haven't really hooked up with anyone else since then. What's especially frustrating is that everything I'm writing down now is what I should be discussing with my boyfriend. But lately it's been hard to bring up the subject without him brushing it aside, which only makes me defensive and keeps the cycle going. Last night, I confronted him, and we agreed to set a date on the calendar where we have to be prepared to talk about our open relationship. I'm not even sure what I want from that conversation. I just feel like we need to process things together as a couple. At the same time, I know I have made mistakes and have acted out of fear in the past. Whatever happens, we're definitely far from the point where this open relationship is bringing us closer together.
Open relationships are not supposed to bring you closer together. They're additions. They're extras. Like, that's not the point.
Like, there's so many wrong things here.
Take it away, baby.
I mean, first of all, yeah, I kind of hate it will bring us closer together. You mean like the save the relationship baby?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's ultimately the equivalent is the save the relationship baby. Do you know that child always gets raised by divorced parents?
Right.
Like 99.9 divorce.
Right.
It's not the save the relationship baby.
Right.
It's our lives are already fucked. Let's bring someone else into the mix.
Right.
Ultimately, what that becomes, stop doing the save the relationship baby. Stop doing the save the relationship. Let's open it up.
Right.
That doesn't work.
Right.
So y'all are already on, like, y'all are already doing a slow motion divorce.
Right.
And then, but you thought threesomes would fix it.
Right.
But you have different taste in men.
Right.
So, of course, you decided what made more sense was to hook up separately.
Right.
So now it really is wide open. But then you're still doing it together.
Right.
In terms of same place, same time, same potentially people, just not at the same time.
Right.
So then you basically have shoved your nose in whoever's having the better experience.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
That gives me all kinds of problems. Like, if you're gonna play separately,
You play
separately.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? Like, it's sort of like both of you go to Walmart to buy each other a Valentine's Day card.
Uh-huh.
And then you meet back up at the checkout to, like, I don't know which one to pick.
Both. You'll need both. But anyhow, there we go. Like, you don't ask for open, then restrict the other person from being open. He said a line there, and it's jealousy, but I don't think it's jealousy over the partner. I think it's jealousy over the competitional part of it.
Yeah, well, it's more so, and we've had this moment where
Mm-hmm.
it's like, I'm the chopped liver, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've made multiple jokes about it because it does have that experience.
Right.
It's like everyone likes me until they find out you exist, and then suddenly I don't exist, and they're all about you.
Right.
And then that works for a minute.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, cool.
Right.
And then it's like, hi, how are you again?
Right.
And it's like, pissed now.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? It's sort of like you came in.
Right.
You said hi to me, and then you saw the shiny, and you ran away from me.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, okay, the novelty worn off the shiny. Let me come back to you.
Mm-hmm.
How are you? And
yeah.
Like, ew.
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 Like, ew.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I am not the coat check girl.
No, you
know what I mean?
suck at coat checks anyhow. You get them mixed up. But that's the point. See, for me, when I hear you make that statement, I'm like, you ain't chopped liver. I just have a different skill set.
Well, and I mean, it kind of goes two different ways, because then it works out the other way for you, is like, you get really tired of people being like, oh, I'm a novelty, and run away. Like, the novelty wore off, you're done with me now.
Right.
And then run away. I'm not happy with them either. Like, no, nope, sorry.
Right.
That's not how this works.
Right.
like we were talking, y'all weren't.
Right.
Like, I'm not his pimp, I'm not his madam, I'm not his social media or excuse me, social commitment,
Right.
a planner.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not recruiting. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, that's not how this works.
Yes. You're not the interview. You're not the test couch boy either.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
No,
Like
that's
that
not
turns me
like,
off real quick.
yeah. But it happens often enough
Mm-hmm.
that it's like,
Yeah.
like, no, see, pretending, because I can't tell sometimes after
Right.
that happens.
Right.
Were you just pretending to care about me to get to him?
Right.
Or did you legitimately care about me and got distracted?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't want to find out.
Right.
Like,
And
there's
normally
also
when that happens,
friction
I'm
there.
not
I don't want to
interested
find out.
either.
Yeah. It's like devil shot themselves, like, oopsies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sorry about your luck.
Right.
Because you could, like, it's so funny that people that frequently are not in polyamorous relationships and or have no interest in polyamorous relationships
Mm-hmm.
are the people that legitimately
Right.
will talk to people that are in them
Right.
and then be the problem.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it really almost feels intentional. Like, don't do that.
Right.
Like, this was not difficult. This was not hard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what you thought you were coming in and doing.
Exactly. And,
Like,
and
it's
and I'm
not a harem. Like, we've joked about it, but it's not a harem. This
right.
this is not the best little whorehouse in West Virginia.
No.
You do not walk in and just pick one.
Right.
Like, that's not. You
That's
know what
not
I
how
mean?
this is played. This is not the game we do. This is also not like guaranteed. And there are a few that have done this. They've shot, I've been interested in them, but I'm busy. So they go and I'm talking with them, but I'm talking like, hi, how are you? Yeah, I'm busy this week. I can't meet up. And I will go silent after that because I'm busy. Don't go to one of my others.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like that. I don't personally mind the, like, is he okay? Or, like, I haven't heard from him in weeks. Is everything all right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I understand that. Like, if the last message you got was, I'm so super busy and I don't have time for this right now.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. You may have thought you said something wrong. You may have thought this was, and so it's like, let me get a little time. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I don't know if he's okay. Like, I'll tell you he's alive
Right.
and, whatever's going on. But as for, like, where y'all stand, no, I don't have a clue.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, I can't keep up and I'm not trying.
Right. Nor do I expect you to.
You know what I mean? Like, this isn't my campfire.
Right.
Like, there's a big campfire in the middle. That's
Mm-hmm.
the house we live in. And then there's a trail
Mm-hmm.
and other little campfires.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing good
Mm-hmm.
to go down the trails I go down and tend to the campfires that I have,
Mm-hmm.
and then come back and contribute meaningfully to the big campfire.
Right.
Like, I'm not going around to all the others and, like, going through a list.
Yeah.
Like, I y'all are lucky if I catch names right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, that seems rude, but you're lucky if I catch names right.
Right. And it's kind of like that is something you get used to. It's like, when was it? Was it Wednesday we came home? Or was it Tuesday? I don't remember. Anyway,
I think
kid
it
was
was
here.
Wednesday.
No, I think it's one of the days kid showed up. And he had been here all day, just doing his thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, "Is this okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you've earned that right to show up."
Like, yeah, you're fine. Everything's cool.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like, no, we're good. Like, I know who you are. I
Uh-huh.
did catch your name.
Uh-huh.
Um,
You've been around
you're
long
fine.
enough. Yeah.
Now I will say, because that actually happened twice
Yeah.
in the last like 2 weeks.
Uh-huh.
And I will say the first time I came through the door, I was surprised, not because he was here,
Mm-hmm.
but because me coming through the door startled him, and I was at like 0.
Right.
Like I'm basically a fainting goat at this point in my day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like all I need is like one more sudden movement
Mm-hmm.
and and collapse. Like that's it. That's all I got left for the day.
Right.
And that's basically what happened.
Uh-huh.
Was I was startled, not because he's here, not because I didn't think he belonged here, not because no, I just if you would just blend in with the curtains right now and just let me collapse in bed, I don't care.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and that would have applied to robbers and rapists and like anyone at that point.
Right.
Like, I really didn't care.
Right.
As long as I got to lay down first, let me doze off. I will gladly go to whatever's after this.
Right.
Because I was that tired, and it's like I just don't have any more control.
Right. But he's been around long enough. It's like you don't need to be entertained. You know where the food is, you know how to cook in this house. Yes, I said cook. You know where the cups are, you know where the drinks are. You don't need to be entertained.
Make yourself comfortable, enjoy,
Yeah.
like don't choose my profile on the fire cube.
Yeah.
All I ask is don't fuck up my algorithm.
Yeah.
Like literally, I don't care what you do, just don't fuck up my algorithm.
Right.
Like it has taken a long time
Uh-huh.
to establish this in this household.
Mm-hmm.
I have finally gotten rid of all the suggestions to watch anime, Snapped, the first 24, like Forensic Files. So it's like, don't screw up my algorithm. You can screw up theirs. I don't care. They don't care. They don't care. Don't screw up mine.
Right. You may want to give him a profile.
I'm fine with that too.
Yeah.
I'm thinking we need a general house one that's like, if you don't live here. Like, yeah. And I think that's what I'll call the profile. If you don't live here.
Right. But the way this dude is going about this open relationship and over freaking is just ridiculous. It's like, dude, you are too much into, oh my God, a man's going to steal my man. Please take him. You will return him as soon as, he wakes up.
Or, in the required minimum rental period.
Yeah.
Because I have a required minimum rental period. Take my husband, please. You'll return him after 48 hours. Scratched and dented is fine. Trying not to kill him on air, but
Yeah. But no, so there's that. There is this, like, chill out. Your man ain't going anywhere. You're sitting there overthinking it. And yeah, you're getting jealous, but you're getting jealous for the wrong reason.
Or the other thing that I really think people have to accept with open relationships, or they are.
Right.
And that's okay too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that's the other thing
mm-hmm.
for polyamory, open relationships, is that, like, a large part of monogamy is controlling other people in their choices.
Mm-hmm.
It is a claim of ownership of a human
mm-hmm.
and control over their behaviors
mm-hmm.
based on a relationship model that says this is cool, but this isn't.
Right.
And it says a lot of things are really uncool, and all of them have to do with any interest in a next relationship.
Right.
Or another relationship, a parallel relationship. So when you move into the like ethical non-monogamy of any variety, polyamory, whatever it may be, you have to get really comfortable really quickly that, yeah, that could happen.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It really helps if you can start caring about people at like, I want what's best for you, even if that isn't me.
Right. Or if it's me and them. I mean, it's like one of our first discussions. You were really like scared of someone, and I'm like, of me replacing you with someone younger than you, and I'm like, no.
I was like, the mid 30s were hitting hard for me. Okay. Like, I gotta say, them, and it's weird for me. I like the weirdest birthdays hit hard for me. It's not the normal ones. Like, most people struggle with the O's. 20,
See, I struggle with
30,
the 5s.
40, 50. A lot of people struggle with the 5s. I'm all over the map. 19 was horrible for me. 20 was no big deal. I don't ask me why. Like, it hit harder. Like, for that one, it was this is my last teen. There are no more teens. You're not 20 teen. And so that hit weird. But then I turn around and it's like 20, like, which is the technical end. I'm fine.
Right.
Whole new decade, I'm great. And then, like, the end of my 20s and turning 30, like, so 29 and 30 weren't really a big deal.
Right.
But then, like, right there at 36, I was feeling old as fuck. And I think a lot of that has to do with, like, gay men die at 35. Like, you fail to exist anymore. You just poof. And I think that's how my brain took it, is like, oh my God, I'm dead now.
Right.
I just died. And it's like, but I'm still here. I'm not quite dead yet.
Yeah. Well, there was that, but also he was significantly younger, and you'd had some past relationships where you were replaced with someone significantly younger, and I'm like, no.
Yeah. Well, and I think it was the exactness of the age difference. It was like, oh, I've already done this in my 20s. Like, no. I just uprooted everything and moved. Like, like, I need a minute. I'm about to go through major surgery. Like,
yeah.
Like, I was having a whole moment with that.
Yeah.
But then, like, with everything else, I've been fine. I'm still trying to figure out what's going to be the blow up birthday for me in my 40s, because I turned 40 just fine. Like, 37 was fine, 38 was fine, 39 was fine, 40 was fine, 41 was fine, 42 was actually really good.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here going, I'm not really having any stress about 43. Like 44, 45, none of those are hitting me right now. So I think I'm like not going to have a problem through my 40s. I'm waiting to figure out what age in my 50s I'm just going to snap.
52.
I don't know.
When you're 50, you're 5'2", you're going to have a fit.
I don't know. Like 42 was easy because I just kept finding it funny. I am the meaning of life, the universe, and everything.
Yeah.
Like, nerd joke. But no, I was perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
And so I'm waiting to see, because I don't really know until it starts to creep up. And then it's all of a sudden, it's like, oh, this one's bad. Right. Like, I don't want this one. Nope. Return to sender. Bad birthday.
So, leading off this question, do you get nervous when I start dating someone else?
No.
Because you're used to it.
Well, I mean, not really. Like, you kind of have to define nervous, and I think maybe the way you're using it and the way I think of it are two different things.
Okay.
Maybe
twitchy.
Like I will get, I guess, a little guarded. In a sense. Because it's like, okay. Like what is this gonna be?
Right.
Like, how is this gonna go? Is this gonna be someone who's gonna be really interested in him for like 5 minutes? And then, novelty. Or like, because like you have an rough like ex history.
I do. My taste in men suck.
I'm not saying it necessarily because that would involve me.
Yes, they do.
I can't say that your taste in men sucks because that would include me. Unless I'm the golden shining example of you accidentally got it right.
The form that I've got it right. I'm grabbing it up.
All right. But no, I'm not really saying like you're. It's not really about the men themselves exactly. A lot of your relationships though have started off very like rapid. Like there's no pump the brakes. There's no like, well, let's see how it's going in a few months.
Right.
It's sort of like, hi, I met you. There was a U-Haul. Hi, I met you. There was a van and a couple of book bags. Hi, I met you. We're now at a lease.
Yeah, but I'm kind of done with that phase.
Are you though?
Yeah, I prefer them going home now.
There are benefits to having a 900 square foot house.
There is.
Where the fuck do we put another one?
There's a couple closets, but that's not the point. I prefer them going home now because I'm getting to that age where I like to then settle back into my world.
Yeah. And I think you struggle sometimes with the idea of like incorporating a whole other person's like life. Like I gave you trauma is what happened. Because I came with so much shit.
Right.
That I sincerely think I gave you trauma at the idea of having to do that one more time.
There ain't enough room.
Yet again reintegrate.
Yeah. But no, like I've seen like when I've gotten ready to go on dates and it's like the third or fourth date, you're a little bit like, what's his name? Where's he at? What age is he? Like you get a little tweaky.
That's more because like I've recognized enough to know that like a date means nothing.
Right.
A couple of dates doesn't really mean a lot. Usually about your third or fourth, that's when you have said that like, okay, we're getting ready to have a meeting and talk about this. And it's like, I would really like to have pretended that I paid attention up till now. And I have a clue who you've been out with that would not involve checking your accounts.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like on a first, I'm just like, this may not be information worth noting.
Right. Because I don't even know it.
But around the third or fourth, it's okay.
Yeah, because I make choices at date 3, choices at month 3, choices at 3 years. Like I'm a 3 person.
Well, yeah, because that's normally but that's more your cycle, and you tend to go for relationships. I'm not.
Yeah.
I mean, I've made the joke, and you hate it when I make the joke. Like, I'm currently in one more relationship than I ever meant to be in. Like, I'm really struggling not to be in 2 more relationships than I mean to be in. I say it jokingly. I say it jokingly.
I max out at 7. I'm currently at 4. The next 3 has got to knock me off my feet to get my attention, but they need their own house.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Or a compound. I will move to a compound. I will gladly move to a compound. Does it have central heat and air? Air, central heat, and air. Do I need to say it any louder? No. Like, I will waive the, like, because right now we're basically at Netflix, Apple Plus, or Disney Plus being the requirement. I will waive. I will waive the streaming service requirement. Because the only reason people are polyamorous is because fucking streaming services are expensive. And in this economy, you better be bringing something to the table.
All right. Well, every one of them brings something.
Like, we already have Hulu.
Yes.
If you show up with another Hulu account, I don't need you. He might want you for reasons. I don't need you. Yeah. Like, you provide me no benefits, go away.
Don't bother hitting me. He's in there.
Like, I get a lot happier if you come at me with, like, Apple Plus or, I'm really leaning towards Apple Plus. I really want to watch the one show there.
Okay.
Severance.
Okay.
It's only on Apple Plus. It's totally an Apple Plus show. It's an original for them. And it's like, yeah, so the next one can really impress me. Like, seed them. Like, if you already have Hulu or Prime or, Max, Apple Plus is a really great deal.
Right. But also, to that, let's talk this scenario out because we've been at group activities. Have you ever gotten that jealous at a group activity with me?
As in sexy fun playtime group activity? No. This sounds bad, but like, I more so have had the experience where, and it has happened, that people still misunderstand and think that my participation is required. And that tends to just bore me.
Yeah.
Like, that annoys me, really. It's not just bores me, it annoys me. Like, and then I feel weird being the rude one. To, like, call it out and be like, no, fucking seriously.
Yeah.
Was not a required participant in the situation. Thank you and good night. Don't do that again. That's usually an after conversation we have. That's the biggest reaction I tend to have, but it is the one that annoys me.
Right.
That's like, oh no, you're gonna have a conversation because we're not doing that again.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just no. I am not the fucking pickle on the plate. I am not the weird garnish that's just there for decoration. Like, if that's the experience I'm having,
right.
Or more importantly, I'm not the plastic fence between the wasabi and sliced ginger or sushi.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not the little plastic garden.
I think the weirdest thing I've ever seen go on with us is them coming to you to ask permission. And I'm like,
I'm also not the fucking godfather.
No.
Like, you do not have to kiss my ring and ask for me for, like, this is not some quaint, like, ceremony where you're asking for the maiden's hand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, although I do accept goats. Dowries are lovely. Land is preferred. Um, but no, that's not a required part of the experience.
Right. Okay. So the poll is in, and we do have a new moderator. Google, of course, has been pushed up to moderator. Yay, Google. All right. So again, this is like watching Google grab the bull. You are not the asshole.
Woo! Not the asshole. So that was for going behind his back and still talking to the best
friend. Yeah. All right, y'all. We will see you Tuesday at 8 p.m. We are back to our old schedule now.
Yes. If we don't see you before then, tomorrow.
Yes, come see me at Crystal Lotus. Get a reading, get a hug, get a hi from Aeson.
Or it's
Jack Joe
Saturday.
Like
Shauna has finally opened enough boxes to have stock.
Yes.
Like, she had the most wild moving experience of just like they were clamoring.
Yeah.
And trying to just put it in a box and go. Just put it in a box and go. And so she's really struggled. Yeah. And it has driven them about batty at this point. As they keep opening boxes, and it's like, why are these things together?
Yeah.
Like, there was a logic, I see it, but oh my God.
Yeah. Who put stuff from the break room in the box with the gourmet coffee, she says.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We will see you then. Let's go ahead and take care of our Patreons.
Yeah, so of course we want to thank Beverly Walker, Mika G, Brenda, Joan Owens, Shannon C, Shannon D, Lady Gwendolyn, Caitlin Bell, Devin, and Bella. If you'd like to learn more about us, the show, or how you too can become a Patreon sponsor and receive all the wonderful benefits our baristas receive, please visit us at pcspnetwork.com.
Yes, and you guys have a wonderful evening now. Bye, y'all.
Bye.